What is an experience you had at a courthouse that you'll never forget? I was 23, working nights at a warehouse, when I got slapped with a $750 noise violation that would destroy my ability to pay rent. The citation claimed I was playing music at excessive volume at 2:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. One problem, I was clocked in at work, 40 miles away. The officer who wrote it was convinced he had the right apartment. I know what I heard, he'd written in his report. Rap music shaking the walls, multiple complaints from neighbors, but I worked 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shifts. My time card proved it. My supervisor wrote a statement confirming I was operating a forklift at the exact time this supposed party was happening. I couldn't afford to just pay it and move on. That fine was more than half my rent, so I gathered everything: work schedules, GPS data from my phone, even security footage showing me at work. I practiced my statement 100 times in the mirror. This had to go perfectly. The courthouse smelled like old coffee and disappointment. I watched person after person accept plea deals, too tired or scared to fight. When they called my name, Officer Jacobs walked to the stand, looking annoyed that anyone would challenge his word. He was young, maybe a year or two older than me, with that aggressive rookie energy. Your Honor, on the night in question, I responded to multiple noise complaints at 412 Oak Street, apartment 3B. The music was audible from the street. I knocked repeatedly before the defendant finally answered. I almost laughed. Finally answered? I was loading trucks 40 miles away. Officer Jacobs, I began when it was my turn, hands trembling slightly. Can you describe the person who answered the door? He looked irritated. You did. The defendant. What was I wearing? It was dark. You were in the doorway. How tall was the person? His jaw tightened. Average height. Look, I know it was you. Your Honor, I'm 5 feet 4 inches. Here's security footage from my workplace, showing me in my warehouse uniform at 2:47 a.m. Here's my time card. Here's my supervisor's sworn statement. I spread out my evidence for the judge, but Officer Jacobs doubled down. I've written hundreds of citations. I don't make mistakes. The defendant is obviously lying. That's when the judge asked the critical question. Officer Jacobs, how many noise violations have you written at that specific address? Jacobs straightened up, proud. That building is a constant problem, Your Honor. I've probably written 20 to 30 violations there in the past 6 months. These young people think they can party all night. 20 to 30 violations? The judge's eyebrows shot up. From one building? At least. Sometimes multiple units in one night. Just last week, I wrote 3. The judge pulled up something on his computer, frowning. Officer, according to our records, you've issued 47 noise violations at 412 Oak Street since January. That's almost 2 per week. It's a party building, Your Honor. College kids. I see. And how many of these defendants showed up to contest their citations? Jacobs shifted uncomfortably. Most just pay online. Officer Jacobs, are you aware that 412 Oak Street has only 4 units, and 2 of them have been vacant since December due to renovation? The courtroom went dead silent. Jacobs' face drained of color. Furthermore, the judge continued, voice now sharp as a blade, I'm seeing the same names repeatedly. Residents who work night shifts, elderly tenants, a single mother with an infant. You've been citing an entire building of people who couldn't possibly all be throwing parties. Your Honor, I respond to complaints. From whom? Because I'm looking at the complaint logs, and there's nothing matching these citations. It turned out Officer Jacobs had been padding his number